Hi everyone, Renegade67 here, with part 34 of Let's Play Ghost Trick. Last time we used Mistle's powers to help save this crazy guy. This time, stuff. My head has been spared. Truly, that was a try worthy of the gods. God, he's so sticklerish. And now Mino is right where he belongs. We did it again, didn't we? By again, I guess he's referring to the time with Camilla, but didn't we? You know, back in the apartment where he died and we had to save him. Now nobody has to die. Except for one brave little somebody. Huh? We're talking about you, Missile. Oh, me? I guess you're right, I'm still dead, aren't I? So now let's go back and save your life. Wait a minute. What is it? Now that I think about it, I think I want to stay dead a little longer. That makes sense. Jeez. Like... What? When I was alive, I couldn't even help Miss Camilla when she was in trouble. I want to be able to protect Miss Camilla. And to do that, I need these powers I have now. Missile power activate! Yes. Oh, Missile's awesome. Perfectly understandable. Even I wish I had powers like that. Hey, we just saved you. Don't wish your life away already. Oh, of course, you're right. Okay, Missile, have it your way. By the way, Mr. Reckless Youth, there's a certain detective who needs that music box you found. When we get back to the present time, could you give it to her? Certainly, you have my word. Let's go back then, to the present. Ruff. Let's do the... Okay, that's overused. Again! And so, Camilla ended up in the hands of the kidnappers. We weren't able to change that part. Wouldn't listen to my story without saying anything. I'm sorry, I wish there was something else I could have done. No, you did the best you could. I'm sure she's alright after all. Sure, she has me! Missile, are you in there? This is another thing I don't get. Why is he in the leaf? He went there manually, I guess, but I don't know. I think he'd be in the football. Or at least the Mino. Miss Lynn, leave Miss Camilla to me! No, yeah, he'd be in the Mino. I know I don't look like much right now, but I'm sure I can help her. Missile. And... Missile, no, switch to the Mino right now! Missile, you were able to go in a split second onto it in the cutscene. It doesn't make sense! That is definitely an inconsistency, but you know what? It's happened before where we weren't able to do stuff because of a cutscene. But meh, leave it up to Missile. And it looks like Missile is being left up to the wind. Don't worry, we'll get Missile back. But you know, I guess it's just because it's inconvenient to travel with two people. I have something to give you. Well, and there's another reason, but anyways. Stop the park from being turned into a housing site. Protect the park, the Rock of the Gods. Aren't you forgetting your promise? Oh, pardon me. My apologies, this is for you. Oh! You kept the music box safe, didn't you? Thank you. Not at all. I was only doing what the Rock of the Gods would have wanted. Okay then. What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? He's mesmerized by Hey, the cat's not allowed to get your tongue. Excuse me, but are you... No, it couldn't be. Have we met before? Aren't you that little girl from that time? Never forget it. It was 10 years ago in this park. That's what I said, guys. This is gonna keep coming back. This is Ghost Tricks DL6. This is Ghost Tricks DL6. For those who haven't played Phoenix Wright and don't know what I'm talking about, ignore that. For those who have, and have played this game as well, good for you. For those who played Phoenix Wright and not this game, I got nothing. You know what I mean. 10 years ago. You talking about? Who shall we talk to? I choose you. Squirtle, I choose you! Here in this park, the gods surely control fate. Today, 10 years from that day, we meet once again. If that isn't the power of the gods, then what else is it? It could just be coincidence. But apparently you know our lady detective here. Could you tell us about it? About what happened 10 years ago? Yes, of course. I was actually about to do just that. Rock of the Gods. What's this Rock of the Gods you keep mentioning? Don't you know? It's right there in front of us. Missile. Wait a minute. You said gods, but do you mean dogs? Of course not. Don't be silly. This is no time for ridiculous word games. You are standing just above the Rock of the Gods now. Take a good look at that monument. Monument? Blah, words. Rock of the Gods, Temsik Park. Rock of the Gods? The rock is buried in the ground right there. It's been there these 10 years. Ever since that day, it flew down from the heavens and showed us a miracle. A miracle? What could this miracle be? I know. I gotta stop saying that. Like, oh, I know, but I'm an idiot. Anyway, so this rock you've been talking about is a meteorite? Precisely. It dropped from the sky on that day 10 years ago. Yes, of course. Surely you know all about it. Me? Isn't there a bet? Okay. That day, I just happened to be passing through the park. I had no idea that day would change my destiny. The sun was going down, and through the gloom, I heard the scream of a little girl. When? Eek! Help! Ah! Okay. Probably raped your ears. I'll probably turn that down. Now just calm down and drop that weapon. That's Jowd. Stay back. If you come any closer, and that's someone, I'll shoot her! Might shed a new light on things. You actually can see a silhouette of culprit. I don't know if you can make out much from that, though. I peeked out fearfully from the bushes and saw some shady figures. I didn't see the face of the criminal clearly. Okay, I guess I can give a hint for those who haven't played the game. If I was playing this blind, I would be having a huge prediction time right now. Anyways, for those who haven't watched my Phoenix Wright Let's Play, you probably don't know what I'm talking about, but anytime I got to something that's like, oh my god, then I went, that could be that, and that could be that. Anyways, I didn't see the face of the criminal clearly. I knew I should do something to help, but I couldn't move. The tension was so thick, it was painful. Just when I couldn't stand it any longer, that's when it happened. The sky suddenly burned bluish white. Meteorite. When it crashed into the ground, the meteorite gave off a shower of beautiful fragments. And then I saw it. One of those beautiful fragments pierced into the criminal's back. What? The judgment of the gods was brought down on the park that day. If you remember what Jowd said, if you remember what Jowd said in his little flashback there, you could have saw this coming. You probably wouldn't have, but, you know, I'm just saying, you know, wordplay. But yeah, that sheds new light on things. If it was the meteorite that killed the criminal, then what the hell was Jowd talking about killing another man? Or whatever. Well, you'll see, but... "10 years ago, the little girl that was you was saved by the Rock of the Gods." Oh my, I can't believe it! The Rock of the Gods was given the name Temsik, and still today, lies sleeping deep in the park's earth. Temsik. We need to talk. I never knew about this Temsik. I always thought Detective Jowd was the one who saved me. You were very young then, and you passed out from the shock of being taken hostage. Of course you wouldn't remember. But that's funny. A huge incident like that should have caused quite a stir. It's strange you never heard of it, Lynn. It is, isn't it? But now that I think about it, I remember I didn't want to think about what happened. I avoided the news, and I never came back to this park again. That's why I didn't know anything about it. The meteorite was named Temsik after the name of this park that it fell in. And then the Rock of the Gods was forgotten. Now, an awful thing is happening. They're talking about turning the park into a housing site. Never forget the miracle I witnessed that day. Seriously, people should stop having children. There's too many people around. I'm just kidding. And so I've taken up residence in this park, and I'm trying to appeal to the people. Protecting the god, the Rock of the Gods, that is my mission. I see. I'm taking you with me, Missile. So 10 years ago, the little girl that was Lynn wasn't aware of the meteorite. I get that, but Detective Jowd, on the other hand, there's no way he didn't know about this Temsik thing. And if he knew, what the hell was he talking about? What was that confession of his all about? The Rock of the Gods that fell from the sky 10 years ago changed the destinies of many people's lives, like the ripple on a pond when a pebble is dropped in. With every answer I get, I learn about a new mystery. Will I be able to break this chain of mysteries before dawn? Well, we'll see. Spoiler, he does! Anyway, now that we have the evidence we need, we decided to meet up again at the Minister's office. Besides, there are a few things I want to ask Detective Jowd. More than a few things. Well, actually, really just one thing, but... Well, I guess about the music box. Anyways, here we are. You found the music box, Detective Jowd? Good job, Lynn. I knew you would. Once everything has been resolved, I'd wanted you to give this to him. Him? You mean Inspector Cabanilla, right? I don't suppose he'll ever forgive me. Detective Jowd. Now then, let's get this thing open. There's a certain knack to doing it, you know. Fucking open! See? Calls that a knack? Looks more like brute strength. Chad shows off his awesomeness. And how the hell did that gun fit in there like that? Anyways, here you are. You should find scorch marks on the grip. Scorch marks? When Camilla built her contraption, she used a special kind of string. It's the kind magicians use. It burns up in an instant and disappears. Why would little Camilla use something like that? I don't know, maybe because she's a detective's daughter. Not leaving any evidence behind that and all that. Haha! In the case report, there was a mention of some scorch marks. When it happened, Camilla was watching from her hiding place. She saw the flame run to the gun, something she naturally didn't include in her design. I took the gun out of the frame and replaced it with a picture. If you remove the picture, you should find scorch marks behind it on the frame too. And those marks should match up with the ones on the gun. In other words, it proves the contraption existed there in that room that day. However, there was another contraption in that other room with the gun already there. Which begs the question, why was that gun there? I think someone was experimenting. And I wonder where that thing was. Think about that. Think about who's controlling that. Anyways. And it didn't work the way your little girl intended, is that right? Exactly. Some cowardly culprit modified the design. But that angle was never brought up in court. And so, as Justice Minister, I must call off the execution at this point. I knew I was right. It wasn't Detective Jowd. Now I can finally prove that. Thank goodness. Thank you, Lynn. In those eyes of yours, I see the eyes of that little girl from 10 years ago. Funny you should mention that. Jowd, we got a couple things to talk about. We could head up with the minister first, though. Why not? Because I know we don't progress the story till we talk to Jowd. What's the matter? I just don't know. What should I have done 5 years ago? Back then, nobody had any way of knowing the true nature of the manipulator. It wasn't anybody's fault that we didn't know the truth. Do you really think so? Of course. Besides, what's important right now is deciding what to do next. Am I right? She's right, Mr. Minister. Yes, of course. I do believe she is. What is it now? I just don't know. What should I do next? You'll figure it out. We believe in you. Oh, Mr. Minister. Anyways, for now, this has been Renegade 67 with part 34 of Let's Play Ghost Trick. Until next time, I still don't have an outro phrase. Next time, not only will we be talking to Jowd, but probably one of the biggest twists in the game will be in the next part. Have fun! Waiting, that is. Bye.